Hey, what's up? Luke Darling, Clear to Close. Wanted to go over with you exactly what we do in order to prepare done-for-you marketing campaigns that's going to deliver leads directly into your inbox every single day. So we'll go over everything from A to Z. How we create the ads, what your clients will see, the landing pages, the automation, the booking pages, you name it. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into everything so you'll get a full detail of what we're going to do. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the traffic source. So our primary traffic source is going to be Facebook and sponsored ads right in the middle of the news feed. So as people are scrolling through the news feed, they're going to click on a sponsored advertisement. So I'm going to jump in and show you exactly what that's going to look like. So here's an example right here of something that you might see or we might run in the sponsored newsfeed. So as somebody's scrolling through, they're going to come across an advertisement similar to this where we're calling out the audience. Hey, Texas renters, thinking of purchasing a new home but don't know how much you can afford? Check out this free 60-second quiz to see how much home you can afford. So they click on this link here. It's going to take them over to a landing page, and I'll show you that in a little bit more detail here in a second. But something like this that's very simple. It has a very specific call to action. And they know what they're going to. They know what the next step of the phase is. So one thing that I think is going to be a big differentiation in between running advertisements from Joe Smith Mortgage is going to be the use of a third party or community page. So I'm going to go ahead and go into a little bit more detail on that right now. So here is an example of a third-party page or a community page. There's a few different types of names for it, but this is where we would be running the advertisements from. We'd be running it from an unbranded page like this. So it's not going to be coming from Bob Smith Mortgage, but it's going to be coming from a specific page that's unbranded. Like, for example, this one is Texas Homes and Lifestyles. So it doesn't scream sales page. It doesn't scream, I'm going to get a call from 7 different mortgage lenders if I put my information here. It's very non-threatening. So people are going to be much more likely to provide their information for on something like this. So once somebody clicks on a sponsored ad that's ran from our third-party community page, that we're going to send them over to what's referred to as a landing page or squeeze page. Primary purpose of this is to capture their name, their number, and their email, and a little bit more information depending upon the landing page. So I'm going to go into detail on that right now. So this is an example of a landing page that we would send them to. There's obviously, there's several different types of campaigns, but this is just going to be a pre-approval quiz page that is going to allow the potential client to make small micro commitments, and they also get a little sense of accomplishment. You can kind of see right here with this progress bar, people are naturally inclined to want to continue to completion. So it's going to walk them through gathering some information from them. So we'll go single family. It's going to ask them their credit score. Is this a first property purchase? Yes. What is your current property purchase situation? Looking for properties 2 to 6 months or researching options. Will this property be used for primary, secondary rental? It'll go through an estimated purchase value, and so as you can see here, it's just going to be gathering information. Kind of rate do they want, fixed or adjustable? What's their estimated down payment, 0 to 5, 10 to... So you can kind of get the idea. Any short sales or bankruptcies? Can I show proof of income? Are you working with a real estate agent? Annual income. So as you can see, it's just going to continue to walk them through here. From this point, it's going to pop them over. We can point them to wherever we want to go. If we want to send them to a scheduling page, things like that, but it will show, or a congratulations, a thank you page. But that's an example of a landing page that we would send them to start gathering information. So now that you've got to see a little bit of the front end, what the client sees as they're entering into the top of the sales funnel, we'll go over and dive a little bit deeper onto the back end of the targeting and the Facebook Ads Managers, what's really going to make things sing and be the big differentiation between something that's going to get results and something that's not going to get results, and how we can highly target your ideal prospect. So here's an example of some targeting that you can do. We can get super specific with it, targeting people who are just within a very, very small area. So I'm in Austin. I'll show you a little example here. Let's say if we wanted to target a certain school district or something like that, we could drop a pin right here and shrink that down all the way down to just a 1 mile radius to that specific area. One thing that's super awesome right here, and this is really, really, really powerful in regards to retargeting, is this custom audiences. And you can create a custom audience, a lookalike audience. So if you can retarget everybody who came and visited your website. So you can, I'll go over a couple options right here that'll show you anybody who engaged with your ad, anybody who went to your traffic. You can upload a file as well. So if you have a list of previous clients that you've worked with, and say, for example, that they might be, they might have a high interest rate, or maybe have a high propensity of moving. Some really great options to re-engage. This is really, really powerful for following up, doing an automated follow-up with people who have engaged with you to continue to stay top of mind with those people. So this is an example right here of targeting, and you can get really, really specific as far as your location and who you want to target. So one thing that's very important about Facebook is its ability to target very specific and get really, really detailed targeting. Now, I have access to a lot more detailed targeting than most people. So you'll see here that in my detailed targeting section, I have sections like mortgage financial responsibility. This person is a active refinancer with above average balance. This is an advice seeking slightly above average balance. So these are people who have a significant amount of equity built up in their home, and they will most likely be very likely to take some sort of action on their property. And this is a little bit more of the same: extremely likely to refinance, highly likely to refinance, all the way down to highly unlikely. Obviously, we wouldn't want to put our ad in front of those people. We'd want to stay to the top of this tier here. So, like I said, I have access to a lot more detailed targeting than the average individual would have, and that just only allows things to be that much more powerful in my targeting and client acquisition. All right, so now that we've seen kind of what happens on the front end, a little bit behind the scenes as well, one other thing that I wanted to show you really quickly, it's a scheduling page. What we like to do is, as people enter into the top of the funnel, we want to go ahead and give them an opportunity to book an appointment directly on your calendar with you. Now, not everybody's going to do this, but it's going to give them a chance to not only cut down on your workload as far as like follow-up is concerned, but just kind of streamline the whole process. So I'll go show you a little bit on that in just a second. All right, so after somebody clicks on the advertisement and they go over to the landing page, whatever that might be, they put in their name, number, and email, we're going to send them over to a the first part, this one is called a bridge page, or you can call it, there's a number of different names for it, but this is going to give them the opportunity to schedule and book an appointment to speak with someone. So take that next micro commitment, that next step in the process. We can custom tailor this message to whatever we want, but if they click on this, it's going to take them to a calendar page. If they click over here, we can send them wherever we want with that. We can send them somewhere. Recently, I've been testing out some messenger follow-up. So been sending people to a messenger follow-up, kind of like a bot follow-up series. But for the purpose of this, let's just say they click on the yes, they want to go over and schedule an appointment. It's going to take them to a scheduling page. We want to keep the availability tight. So you can create the availability for whenever you want, but we don't want the leads to get cold. So we only want to give them a day or two to schedule an appointment. And we can customize the schedule to whatever we want. So this calendar right here has from 11 to 7 p.m., 6:45 for people to schedule appointments. So let's just say they click that, they confirm. It's going to ask them, now these people have already entered in their name, their number, their email at this point. So they're making another commitment to enter that information again. So obviously they're going to be a little bit more serious in the purchasing process. We are going to ask them a little bit. We don't want to get too pushy with things. Don't want to ask too much. So we're going to keep it simple. But we also want to kind of gather a little bit more information, see where they're at. Are they looking for properties? And again, if they went through one of the quizzes, they probably answered some of this information already. But if they went through a different funnel, a different ad, a different landing page, this information might not have been shared at that point in time. So we don't want to ask too much on this page. We want to kind of save that for the rapport building process when you get on the phone with them to go over where they're at with things. But they'll book an appointment with you. Not everybody's going to take that option, but a good portion will. And it will help you, minimize the amount of follow-up that you have. But I always recommend reaching out to everybody as soon as they come in, regardless of whether or not they schedule an appointment. A lot of times they'll just say, yeah, I booked an appointment for Tuesday, and there you go. So look forward to talking to you then. So now that you've seen kind of the front end, the back end, a little bit of the automation and stuff that's going to make things work, I wanted to take an opportunity to invite you to jump on a quick call. There's no high pressure sales pitch, just to kind of clarify, answer any questions that you might have, see if things are going to be a good fit. We don't do any long-term commitments, so the barrier of entry is really, really low. Ideally, one of my main goals is to be able to provide the systems and everything that the big boys have in order to allow individuals or small offices to be able to set up systems and grow like that. So if this is something that's of interest to you, you want to take things to the next level, you want to put in a few more loans, whatever your reasoning is, I'd like to invite you to jump on a quick call. We'll chat, address any additional questions that you might have. If it's a good fit, great. If not, no worries. We can part as friends. So click on the link below, grab a time on the schedule, on the calendar that's convenient for you, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.